Donald Trump just announced he's removing sanctions on Syria. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if you see Syrians with MAGA hats on. Don't be mad at them. We're just happy, okay? We're just happy. Don't be mad.
I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness. Now it's their time to shine. It's their time to shine. We're taking them all off, and they're going to have, I think they're going to have, based on the people and the spirit and everything else that I'm hearing about. So I say good luck, Syria. Show us something very special like they've done, frankly, in Saudi Arabia.
Is Trump on a corruption tour? That is what more and more people have been asking after seeing things like yesterday, the Syrian leader saying he wants a Trump tower in Damascus, and then today, Trump saying he may take the sanctions off of Syria to give them a fresh start. With Trump also now expected to meet the Syrian leader next week, who's still a designated terrorist by the United States. Meanwhile, Qatar is giving Trump a $400 million luxury jet, and he's going to use it as Air Force One, and then after he leaves office, the plane will be transferred to Trump's presidential library. With Trump defending what many have called a bribe or corruption by saying that he's saving the country money. But as was mentioned, he's gonna use it when he's no longer president, so seemingly not really. I mean, we've even seen some Trump allies and MAGA influencers calling it a bad look. Meanwhile, you've got folks pointing their finger at Pam Bondi, who approved this because she was a registered foreign agent for Qatar who made more than $100,000 a month lobbying for them. And then on top of that, Qatar's state-owned investment company reached an agreement to develop a brand new Trump golf club in the country, with Trump set to go there next week, and the Qataris expected to announce $200 to $300 billion in deals and investments. Also, Trump's crypto firm World Liberty Financial has a stablecoin named USD1, and what do you know, an Emirati state-owned investment firm bought $2 billion worth of it. And this, as a new report has found, that the Trump family's net worth has increased by $2.9 billion because of his crypto ventures. And all in all, it makes you wonder if Richard Nixon's looking up at all us and going, you thought I was bad.
What if what if Trump accidentally creates peace in the Middle East? I'm sorry, I'm cry laughing because I just watched his speech about removing sanctions on Syria and turning the Middle East into our allies. Listen, this is so hard for people, for a normal person to understand. It's so hard, but please, I'm begging you, listen to me. Trump never means a single fucking word he's saying. Sometimes it feels like he does, and sometimes he might accidentally even do something good, but I promise you, it's always just about money and power, honey. I know, it's fucking heart-wrenching, honestly. If you've ever been in any kind of a relationship with a narcissist, if you've had a narcissist in your family, there are days when you're like, oh my God, is there really someone in there? Maybe there's someone in there. Maybe this person actually does have a heart and feelings, and maybe this person actually cares. And then the next day, they remind you why you can never, ever, ever trust a narcissist. I am not saying that good things couldn't accidentally happen because of the weird, sneaky deals he's making in the background that are all financial, and they're all about power, and it's all about just grasping for reassurance from the people around him. He wants praise. He's going to get a fuckload of praise for what he's doing right now. And then he's also potentially going to get into a side war with Israel, but that's besides the point. The point is, you can't try to understand this through the lens of a normal human mind, because then you're going to get attached to this as though this were coming from a place of principle within him or realization within him, because that's why you would make that decision. If you made that decision, you would say, okay, like, enough is enough. We're trying to move forward with these countries. We want to create a new world order, which he is accidentally doing that. He has truly, he has upended the world order. And what he is doing, again, it may end up creating some sort of positive situation in the long run, but it will be in the same way that Forrest Gump would have done it. It will be by accident.
I have so many feelings about this. First off, I'm very relieved that this is happening. I have thought about this every single day since December 9th when the government was overthrown. And I don't want anyone to think that this changes my opinion about Donald Trump and what's happening in this country. Because, I mean, we're not stupid. We know that he's getting something out of this, and he created some type of deal that benefits him. So that way, the Saudis would encourage this because the Saudis are helping the Syrian government now with rebuilding and paying back loans and things like that. So I know he's getting something out of it. But with that being said, I am truly relieved because the Syrian people have suffered for almost 15 years from this civil war, this revolution that was created of people against the government. And they deserve to prosper and rebuild their lives. So I'm happy for them. I'm really, really happy for them. But as far as everything else, my feelings are the same. And it is not lost on me that this guy is, as they like to say now in the media, because he did accept that plane from the Qataris, a grifter. And, he's turning our government into his money machine in some way or another. So I wanted to make sure that you all knew this news if you haven't heard already. And I'm just praying for the people of Syria to have better living conditions, financial situations, and be open to economic growth now that the sanctions are lifted.
Credit where credit is due, Donald Trump just did something that I very much wanted him to. Now, yes, I am very aware that Syria's current leader, Ahmed al-Sharaa, has a very terrible background, like arguably one of the worst backgrounds someone could possibly have. But after decades of being oppressed by the Assad family dictatorship, Syria is finally free of that. Yet up until Trump's announcement, Syria was still being crushed by crippling sanctions that were placed on Assad's government. Now in this new Syria, I am obviously very concerned about the rights of minorities. We have already seen some very concerning stuff regarding the Alawite community. I am very concerned about the Kurdish population in Syria, or the Druze community. And we can absolutely change course if things start to go the wrong direction, but Trump is right. Syria needs a chance. Speaking of giving Syria a chance, Israel's recent activity there is completely unacceptable. They have literally invaded the country well past what they already held with the Golan Heights. This is obviously unacceptable, especially after Assad has fallen and a new Syria is attempting to build itself. All of that to say, I do think that this is the right move from Donald Trump on the sanctions.
Another day, another Trump controversy. This time, Syria. New president Ahmed al-Sharaa puts out there that he's going to build a new Trump hotel as long as the U.S. would lift sanctions on Syria. What do you think happens? New country who's sanctioned for human rights violations, a failure to adhere to democracy. Awful lot of things that sound very familiar with what this current U.S. administration is trying to accomplish. No due process, things of that nature, human rights violations. So after making this promise for a Trump hotel, Trump removes sanctions from Syria today. Can you believe it? Can you believe Trump would remove sanctions from a country that just promised to build some Trump hotels? Interesting. But Trumpy boy is going to get himself a new hotel, so that's all that matters in this world for Trump. How can it benefit him? Unbelievable.
So the self-proclaimed leader of the world, Donald Trump, he has just announced that he has lifted sanctions on Syria. And in his own words, he says it's time for Syria to be great. And he's looking like the savior now in Syria. And he's just seems like he's going country to country and doing something big or small and basically appearing to be the one who's saving everybody. Doesn't that sound familiar? And so they got the leader clapping like, wow, like this man he's great. Look at what he's doing for us. Wow, Donald Trump. Like, do we not see the plays that he's making? Like, are we serious? Do we not see it? Do we not see the writing on the wall?
Syrians all across the world today are celebrating thanks to the US President Donald Trump for announcing that he will lift sanctions in the next couple of days on Syria. This is actually big news because the country has been crippled by the war against its own people, by Bashar al-Assad's war against its own people, and by these sanctions that are just making it hard to rebuild. Every day Syrians are struggling to survive, struggling to eat because of these sanctions that are making it impossible to deal with the outside world. Donald Trump then announced that he wishes them good luck and he hopes great things come from Syria, which is a really big turn because no other president would do this for Syria. So as much as this guy has some bad qualities, what he just did is fed over 20 million Syrians, which is, a really big deal. And Israel's crying like a baby because it did not want this to happen. Syria will now be able to defend itself against, external threats from so-called countries like Iran and other countries that want to actually influence Syria. So it's a really good deal. Congratulations to the Syrians.
Never has a president of the United States saluted a Saudi military official. President Donald Trump today was seen shaking hands and saluting back to Saudi's generals while he was there visiting, waiting on his airplane to come in. Shameful. He broke every military custom when it comes down to it. Look it up if you don't believe me. It was shameful to watch. The man doesn't even know how to lead. Then he bows down over there, doesn't he?